Hey gang, welcome to an all-new episode of Duvall's Collection Expansion Extravaganza right here on ToyWorldOrder.com, hosted by myself and, of course, my lovely redheaded... Whoa. I don't know why the camera just moved, ladies and gentlemen. It's crazy. Of course, hosted by my wife.
The dog.
My wife, Carrie Duvall. It's the house we live in, gang. We try to be professional, but you know what? Sometimes it's just so hard.
Why?
It's
we gave up. We don't even edit the show anymore.
No, it's just...
Whatever happens, you see it.
Pretty much. You see what happens. This is our lives. Which sometimes could be far more interesting than the toys we show off, I think. I could be wrong. Well, let's start off with... why don't you talk about these?
Yay! Look at all these!
Why don't you tell the people what they are?
They should know.
These
the
are...
7 Dwarfs!
Yeah.
And somehow we ended up with 2 Sneezy.
They're squeaky toys.
Yeah. Don't squeak it or
No,
the dog's
I'm
going nuts. Somehow we ended up with 2 of these.
2 different Sneezies.
Obviously this one goes with those because the bottom.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I got these at an auction. I think I got all of them for a couple bucks, I think.
Couple bucks,
I don't think
yeah.
I spent more than maybe $3 on them.
No, and they are pretty cute though. I mean, Grumpy's not even grumpy. Grumpy's smiling.
He's winking.
He's winking.
Sneezy.
Yeah.
And
Doc. Sorry, go ahead. I'll just sit over here.
Oh jeez, I'm gonna lose a lot of fans here. Dopey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Sleepy.
Yeah.
Did I do this one? Oh my gosh. I'm not a true Disney fan if I can't think of their names. What are their names? Bashful!
I said they say right on the bottom.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Where?
I don't know if that...
Oh, it's like carved in the wood. Oh, okay. That's it. Oh, Happy! I didn't see that. Shut up. I didn't see that.
It's Sneezy.
Grumpy's kind of grumpy. He's got his eyebrows kind of...
Yeah, I guess so.
But anyways.
These are pretty cute, though. That you can actually still buy a set like this at the Disney parks and at Disney stores in like a clear vinyl case of all 7 Dwarfs. And I don't know if they're squeaky still, but yeah, these were all squeaky toys, which again, not going to squeak them because the 2 furried companions that are down here with us when we shoot will go yeah, and we'll want to eat them.
Yeah.
So, Carrie was, Carrie loves, not only does she love Goofy, but she loves 7 Dwarfs.
I just love Disney stuff.
Yeah.
But we've seen these packaged in antique stores here in town before, like in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
And they always want like $10 for them. I'm like, even though, I mean, there's, 7 of them. Somehow we end up with an extra. But I'm like, I don't want to pay that much for just a little, was it like a bath toy? I mean, what was it?
They could be a bath toy. They could just be a baby toy for them to chew on because it's soft rubber. Yeah, so it's like a teething toy and whatnot. Very cool little collectible set, though. And again, Carrie seems to have dumb luck at auctions more than I do, where she'll bid on something and not realize that she's bidding on a whole lot of stuff and end up winning it for stupid cheap. And then she's like, Jason, go get that over there, babe. Just go get one. Pick one out. And the auctioneer's always like, no, you want all that.
Like, even better.
It's happened more than once. It's happened quite a few times now.
With these, I thought it was weird that they would try to be just doing one at a time. I'm like, why would somebody just want one? But I thought, all right, whatever. I'll just bid. Maybe I'll get them each for, a quarter or something. Maybe nobody else will want them. And then I won it, and then he's like, you get them all.
Yeah, that's for all of them.
And an extra.
He said, that's for all of them, sweetheart. And she went, oh, okay, even better.
Right.
This is another squeak toy. This is Ellaroo from the Wuzzles. And again, Wuzzle stuff I pick up whenever we see it, because we don't see Wuzzle stuff that often. But just a cute little Ellaroo. He needs cleanup. He's kind of a little sticky, a little dirty. I am being very careful. He's another squeak toy. Very cute though. Nice sculpt. The paint's still really good on this figure. And once he's cleaned up really good, it'll be almost just like new. It'll be new enough to where you could probably lick it and not worry about dying from it.
Let's not.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Next.
You don't know what that is?
This is a Care Bear.
Yeah.
But I don't know his name.
This is one of the Care Bear cousins. This is Swift-Heart Rabbit. And the Care Bear cousins in this style, there were quite a few of them, but I like the Care Bear cousins and these little posable figures more than I like the Care Bears. Only because the Care Bear cousins were so many, you know, the Care Bears were all bears.
We have maybe 5 or 6 of these. We don't have very many.
We have a few, yeah. But they're always fun to find, and you can always tell, like,
this looks like a rabbit.
He was a rabbit. Swift-Heart Rabbit is his name.
Oh.
But he was a Care Bear cousin. The Care Bear cousin.
He's not a bear. He's a Care Rabbit.
Right. The Care Bear cousins were different animals. So they were rabbits and lions and dogs and cats and the elephants. Yeah. So that's why they were the Care Bear cousins, because they weren't Care Bears, but they were the cousins of the Care Bear. See how that all works? Is he following me there?
So he's a Care Rabbit.
Technically, yes.
Let me play with it.
Okay. Very cute though. I mean, there's not a lot of articulation. There's like 5 points of articulation on those things. They made some play sets and some little vehicles for the posable Care Bears. A couple of different human characters they made for the line. But we've found, you know, whenever we dig through, you know, the dollar bins of stuff.
Yeah, there's sometimes we've even found them in like the box that just says free.
Yeah, we find them in free boxes. I think that one we found in a free box, just sitting in there. They just want to get rid of it. They're just like, it's free, take it. And we're like, okay, we will take that. Thank you.
Cute. His nose is a little...
The nose is a little beat up, but the rest of him is really good. Slowly but surely, we're knocking out these little posable Care Bear figures that Kenner released in the 80s. There are quite a few of them, but we've tended to find, you know, I think like Carrie said, we found 8 or 9 out of the maybe 20, 25, which when you do the math isn't a lot, but it's quite a few for what's out there. So, very cute little stuff there, babe.
Okay, bye. No. My part of the show's over. Oh.
You gotta stay. This is interesting. This
Boring.
was found...
Next.
This was found at our friend Fred's house, which we've talked about on this show numerous times. I found this digging through some boxes Fred had, and it's actually a monogram GoBots model for Buggy Man, which is one of the GoBots figures. I will put this together, and actually I will show you what it looks like.
I got nails. I got nails.
Okay, you go ahead and open that. These monogram models in the 80s were pretty interesting. They all had pullback motors on most of the little cars like this, and they were transformable models. So by rearranging a couple of the pieces, you actually could transform the figure.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like paper.
Well, that's the thing. No, it's a plastic model kit.
Oh, I thought it was just going to be like paper.
With the pullback motor, it's got a little rubber. It's got some rubber bands for it. It's all molded in red, and of course, I'm good at painting models, so I can actually paint it to look like the original toy. It's got some clear pieces, some stickers to it.
So he transforms into a Doom Buggy.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh my.
Yep.
My.
And he's got the pullback motor on
a lot of
him.
directions on him.
Yeah, the directions are pretty interesting, but you can see he's not that hard to transform once you have him all built and put together. These kind of things, I've seen a couple of them before, the little model kits. I had some of these in the 80s when they were out, and Buggy Man was one that I actually did have.
Looks like a VCR, VHS.
Like a tape?
Yeah, I thought it was like a tape or something.
Kind of does look like one. There are a number of these monogram models, including the larger ones, which were Leader 1 and Psykill, the two villains, were actually monogram reused Robotech molds from the Robotech models in order to make Leader 1 and Psykill, which is kind of neat.
Oh, it says you may be painted to match the photos on the box. Yep. If you don't want it to be red, you can make it blue.
Yeah, so eventually I'll put them together. Maybe I'll do a video of it when I put it together in painting to show you kind of what it goes through. But
this company is from here in Illinois.
Yeah, Morton Grove, Illinois. Of course, I don't think... Well, Monogram might still exist, but I don't think they're Morton Grove anymore.
Okay.
But very, very cool, though. I love these old models, and you see these from time to time, like on eBay, and people, 9 times out of 10, want quite a bit of money for them for little plastic models, but pretty often than not, you see them for relatively cheap. So I kind of keep my eyes out for other ones, but Buggy Man's the one I have right now, and it's very cool. I look forward to, like I said, putting him together and painting him. I always enjoyed that. I just don't have enough time these days to do that like I used to. I used to put together and paint models all the time. She can tell you. Well, again, you know what we said earlier about never editing the show? I lied. We edited a huge chunk out because I know the dog's back. Yeah, and he's walking on the table. And he's gonna lay down right there.
I'm sorry. He's down on the floor crying, so I don't know what else.
Can I help you?
I don't know what else to do.
Hey, can I have a kiss? Give me a little kiss on those. Right there. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, don't distract the viewers.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is our lives. This is what we deal with all the time.
He's down on the floor crying. I can't just let him sit down there and cry, so he just wants to get up here with us.
I know. So, a couple of the other things we found at our good friend Fred's house is Colorforms has been a thing that we've kind of
something that you've started collecting?
Within the last year or so, because we keep finding Colorform sets that are complete and are affordable. And by affordable, I mean like $2, basically. And this one I found at Fred's digging through boxes was the Chips set, which, for anyone not familiar with Chips, Chips was a early 80s television show about two highway patrol motorcycle police officers.
In California.
In California. And this is actually cool because it not only does it still have the original, the playbooks, which all the Colorform sets came with these little playbooks to give you an idea of what you could do with the sets and what you could set them up to do. But the pieces are still, oops, as they.
It looks like this one has all of it. Oh, wait a minute.
I got turned around. They supposed to be the other way. The pieces still, while
looks like they're all there.
They're still all on their. Even though the outside part, they're still all on their original packaging pieces here. And the playboard is kind of neat because it's just a highway, a highway scene basically. And you have Paunch and oh god, what is his other name?
Oh no.
Oh my god, I can't remember his partner's name. Gosh, for the life of me, I can't remember.
Why wouldn't it say it on here?
If Dave was here, Dave would remember. Dave would know it because Dave has a bunch of the Chips toys. But yeah, the Colorform playset, 1981 MGM television show. But since they're all still on there, it's very rare to find Colorform sets these days that still have the little playboards here that the pieces could be stored on. Those are kind of hard to find, and usually you'll find a set that the playboard pieces that they sit on aren't there anymore. So
I thought maybe the inside would say,
no,
but it doesn't.
No. Very cool though, and especially to find the little play booklet with it is very cool. But yeah, the little Chips Colorform playset, very cool. That was something else I found at Fred's. And then this was another thing that I found at Fred's. This is actually the Incredible Crash Dummies playset, and this was 92, yeah, 1992, and of course originally based on Daryl and oh god, I can't remember the Colorform, the Crash Test Dummies name, but they changed it because the DMV wouldn't let them use the names anymore. And this one actually has the pieces are all there. They just all kind of, this is what Colorforms eventually went to in the 90s for their play sets. Just all the pieces were stuck on a mat like this. Same idea, just as all the other Colorform play sets. They all have the playboard here where the vinyl pieces stick on, and the playboard, of course, is just basically a proving ground for car crashes and stuff, a car crash ground. Try to put the. No, they don't
stick at all.
That's the problem with Colorforms. As they get older, the vinyl loses a lot of its.
None of these pieces literally are sticking.
Yeah, they lose a lot of their functionality. You can actually, there are ways to bring it back, but it involves, you have to wash all the pieces in like soapy water and
too much work.
Yeah, you got to do a lot of stuff to the pieces in order to get them back to where they should be and sticking correctly again.
Oh, look at that! It's got a cart in here with some other ones, and there's a Disney Magic Kingdom playset. Look at that. That'll be
a fun one to hunt for and find one day. There's a Ninja Turtles playset.
We've seen that Barbie one.
Yep.
Before, I think. Huh. Neat.
There's a Sesame Street Town and Country playset that they advertise. So again, Colorform sets, while not something that I had actively been hunting down, this one actually has a message for parents from the Crash Test Dummies because all the product had to have safety information for child safety seats and stuff in them. That was kind of their proclamation. Colorform sets, well, again, not something that I've actively been looking for. When I find them complete like this and they're a couple bucks, I buy them. Because why not? They're licensed, they're something cool, they're from the 80s and 90s. Interesting enough they're good when people come in, they're like, oh, Colorforms, I had those.
Yeah.
So, very, very cool.
Switch your sides, right?
Move on to the action figures. I want to show off.
This is where we take a little nap.
I actually managed to finish.
Although I like these.
Yes. I managed to finish at a couple Toy Man's back the Addams Family line of toys based on the animated show that was out in the 90s. And hunting through some of the dealer stuff, like under tables. A lot of times at Toy Man dealers will have just like tons of boxes under their tables. And it basically boils down to, that's usually where they keep all the stuff that they don't think anyone's going to buy. And that's usually the first place I go to, because that's where I find Last Action Hero, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Addams Family Toys.
Why do they bring it then if they don't think anybody's going to buy it?
They bring it just because it's taking up space at home and they're trying to get rid of the stuff, and they're hoping maybe someone will snatch it up. And their stuff's usually like $1, $2 a piece on card. I managed to buy, to finish off the Addams Family set, I managed to buy Pugsley, who comes with this, which doesn't really work right. He's supposed to, his action is supposed to be, he's supposed to be able to swing his arms like this. You squeeze his legs and his arm raises. And basically what he's supposed to do is that sits in between the little trap here, and when he raises his arm, it sets the trap off. So it doesn't work well, but it works well enough to where you can get the idea of, you know, that's what it's supposed to do. But cute little interesting line. You know, the figures are posable. Even with the action feature, they can still be posed. So I finish off Pugsley, and he comes with this little swampland piece that he's supposed to be able to stand on. But he doesn't stay on there all that well.
These toys are dumb that they don't do anything they're supposed to do.
Well, that was the problem with a lot of the toys, is that they just didn't, I mean, he does, but he doesn't like, oh, it's funky, there we go. There we go. So he stands. And then I found Grandma, who, when you push the lever down, she's got a little lever on her back, she moves to the side and moves her arm down. And yeah, Thang is on all their accessories. Like, he's on the trap holding on.
Oh,
he's on Grandma Adams' staff.
I see.
Granny's staff. And she has a little cauldron, and basically her action's supposed to be, you put the figure down.
That's like she's like stirring.
Yeah, and she's supposed to act like she's stirring, but her action feature doesn't work well with the it just didn't work, people. It's probably why these I think this was a Playmates line. It's part of the reason why it didn't sell well. I mean, they're really nice looking figures. They really are a good representation of the animated show, and they're great for any collector of like Addams Family and that kind of thing. I love them just because the toy line is so unique and the action features are fun. But yeah, they didn't work well. Playmates made this, you know, kind of during the heyday of Turtles, and trying to put action features on all these figures was probably a mistake. The only figure they never made Cousin It. And they never finished off the actual Addams Family. They never made Wednesday. Wednesday never got released because this line didn't sell well enough, and she just didn't get released. So
and that makes you sad because
the family's not complete without Wednesday. Because I have Fester Gomez, I have Morticia, Lurch, Pugsley, Granny.
One of your favorite people played her in the movie.
Christina Ricci played her in the movies, and I had a huge crush on Christina Ricci when I was in high school. Huge crush. Huge crush. When Casper came out, huge crush. Kind of sad, but I had a huge crush on her. So she was never going to be, never going to attain her, but one can dream. Carrie had a huge crush on both Boys to Men, or Backstreet Boys. Sorry,
both. There was 5.
All 5 Backstreet Boys.
No, I didn't.
Kind of have, even today, you're like, ooh.
I didn't have a crush on them. Not like you did on her. Okay. You have like autographed photos of her and stuff. I didn't have you had like a book.
I may or may not have an actual
as a teenage girl. I had a crush on pretty much any cute guy in a band or on TV, but I did not have a stalker book.
I have a stalker book. I do. It's sad.
And it wasn't Backstreet Boys. It was the New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block. NKOTB.
Get your boy bands right.
Sorry. So sorry. Let's continue on with the action figures.
What is this thing? Let me see it.
This actually comes from my friend Don Blanco overseas.
Oh my god.
This is anyone.
Oh,
it's fine.
God.
Anyone that remembers the '80s in a line called Mad Balls. They were foam balls. This was that they were all kind of grossed out, you know, kooky looking foam balls. Like this was Ocula.
This says 1986.
Yep, or Oculus, I should say.
They're just eyeballs on top of bodies?
Well, the Mad Balls themselves were big foam balls, and then they released these little action figures, and these are actually some of the hardest things to find from that line, and these were head popping Mad Balls.
Yeah, well, obviously that's what just happened.
Yeah, and they were, you know,
except I shouldn't have pulled it off there. It comes off right.
Well, it's
you do that.
The head popping thing doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't
quite.
Doesn't work. Go figure.
Well, I mean, it's old and yeah, so it's supposed to. They're supposed to fly off there, basically.
Gross.
gross. But this is these little posable head popping Mad Balls are some of the hardest action figures to find from the 80s. To find complete and loose. People want ridiculous amounts of money for these figures because there weren't a whole lot of them and no one really bought them.
How many are there?
I believe there's 5 altogether.
Just basically the same thing except different color.
Well, they're different. They're different characters, different bodies. Like there's Screamin' Mimi, who was the baseball, and he's got a baseball uniform, and his head's like. Yeah. So
what's this one?
This one is Oculus.
Oh, okay.
So he's supposed to be like, of course, a little eyeball with his little veiny body. And there was a vehicle for it, which the vehicle's not that bad. That's not that hard to find. It's the figures and their heads that are hard. You can find the bodies sometimes, but the heads are super difficult. And Dom was kind enough to send us in a huge box of stuff. And I didn't even know it was in there. And when I received it, I was like, oh my god, I own a head poppin' Mad Ball, because I've always wanted one of these and never had one. So, very cute little characters, though. Not a lot of, they move at the elbows and the knees and the legs, and their heads, you can kind of turn it. You kind of have to be careful with it, though, because the spring...
Yeah, I would say don't... Oh, God.
The spring in there doesn't work quite as well. It still catches, but it doesn't pop off there anymore quite as well. But it's a nice display piece, and it's a very, very cool figure. So I was very happy to get that. And I am very, I own a head pop Mad Ball, which is awesome. One of the other things Dom sent me, which I think he knew that I was looking for, and it's...
I'm sure you mentioned it on an episode of Dave and Duvall.
Might have been. And this was...
You tend to say things that you're looking for, and then they just automatically show up in the mail.
It's automatically show up in the mail. This actually is Springer from Transformers, from the Transformers movie. This was 86, I think. And Springer was one of the few movie-inspired Transformer figures that came out that I didn't actually own. And he was one that I really wanted because I always liked Springer. I always thought he was it was a neat Transformer. Of course, Springer is a triple changer. He transforms from robot to race car to helicopter. And it's a very cool figure. And it was one of those things I was very surprised to open up the box and look in there, and there is Springer sitting there staring at me. Very cool, though. And like I said, one of the few Transformers I was missing. He's complete. His stickers are all in really great shape. The chrome's in really great shape. Still transforms like a dream. It's a great, great toy, great figure. Super, super happy and was super excited to see that. Yeah, Hasbro 86 released this, and this was one of the ones that I never had a chance to ask for a birthday or for Christmas. And, as I got older, I decided, I've got most of the other movie-inspired Transformers. I was like, man, I really want all the stuff that was in the movie that they made figures of. So I've managed to pretty much find most of them, except I think I'm missing a Sharkticon.
It'll show up in the mail.
And missing one other, and I don't remember who it is now off the top of my head. But very cool, though. Yeah, I love Transformers. The next one actually is something cool, and I actually found this at a Toy Man show, and it is Skylinks. It is another 86 release, somewhere around there. And Skylinks actually is a 2-part Transformer. In his alt mode, he's a space shuttle and a carrier. So when you put batteries in it and turn it on, it'll roll and carry the space shuttle. Or you can transform him.
1986.
1986. Yep. That's what I thought. Of course, you can transform Skylinks into. Open here. There we go. He transforms into a bird. I guess you could call him a bird. Kinda.
Yeah, it looks more like a a dragon or a dinosaur or something. I don't know.
Kind of like a pterodactyl.
Kind of. Yeah.
Of course, he could transform.
Yeah, it says prehistoric bird.
Yeah.
So yeah, pterodactyl would be close.
Be close. This is not a lot of people's favorite Transformers, surprisingly. It's Skylinks. I don't know why, but I like Skylinks. And then, of course, the carrier part can actually transform by raising the legs. And they pop into place. Pull out some tails here. Pull out the head, and transforms into the Lynx part. And he actually can walk. You can set the motor on, and he'll actually walk, which is kind of cool. Or you can do this, which is my preferred way of displaying this transformer. Is by closing up the legs and closing up Lynx's head, you can actually connect Sky Lynx to the back.
Let me know when you're done.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And create a much larger transformer that actually, when you let him walk, you know, this huge Sky Lynx transformer will walk. This is one that I was, again, another one that I always wanted as a kid. Never got. There was a reissue that I wanted and I didn't get a chance to get, and then it got to be ridiculous, you know, about as much as a vintage one. And at a Toy Man, this old lady who sets up there had this on her table, and she only wanted $10 for it.
She probably had no idea what she had.
She knew.
She
was
did?
just, yeah, she was just like, I just, you know, a lot of this stuff I just want to get rid of, and, you know, so I paid a whole whopping $10 for this, you know, for this transformer that's, you know, a vintage G1 transformer, which, again, not a lot of people's favorites, but I love Sky Lynx, and I think it's a great toy, and it's got, you know, a great action feature with the walking. I love it, and of course the instruction manual was there, which is really cool. So Sky Lynx is a very, very neat transformer. Very, very happy. Is he falling asleep on you there?
Yep, and so am I.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Are you done with the Transformers?
We are. I'm going to show one more cute thing off that's not necessarily...
Ah, foot! Oh yeah, ow! Toe.
That's not necessarily a board game. Here, we'll set Sky Lynx. Set him down on the floor here. All right. This was Carrie and I found this at an auction, and we saw it in a picture in the auction and didn't know what the heck it was. Had no clue.
All we could see was like the side, like this side. Where all we could see was it said "Fold Away Play World."
Yeah.
We couldn't see anything else on it. We tried to Google it.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything online, so we're like, well, I guess we'll just have to go to the auction.
This is actually, we went to the auction. We went in there. We took a look. And we actually won it, and it's this Walt Disney character fold-away play world. I don't even think the company, we could never find a company for this. Intoport Development Company Incorporated is who made this. And I couldn't even find a year on it at all. I had no idea what year this was made even. But it's a very...
Don't care, love it.
Oh yeah, this is an amazing piece that, like I said, we had no clue existed.
Got it?
I got it. It's very neat. Now, of course, the strap that went on here that kept it closed is long gone because it's just a piece of rubber. But this is pretty cool because when you unfold this big bad sucker, it becomes, you know, you've got this great play field. And basically, everything just pops up into play. Yep, there's a little train.
But who's in it?
It's goofy. What's interesting here is that all of the major pieces of this, like the Ferris wheel, just pops up into place. That pops up. The train itself is on a
boom boom.
Boom boom.
It's.
Hold on, it's, yeah, there.
I got it.
There we go. All the carrying pieces have their own little section. Of course, the train itself. Bring out all the pieces here.
Okay, time for you to get down.
Goofy.
Mommy wants to play with her toy. Get down. Choo choo. Oh, sorry. Hurry up! I want to choo choo.
Hold on a minute. Get Mickey out of here. Now the sad thing is that the train doesn't work anymore. I worked on the train, tried to get it to work. It does not work at all. The motor does not run. It does not.
Here, move it farther down here so I can.
Does not run at all.
That's okay. Not like we're gonna play with it.
No, but
right now.
I tried and tried and tried and could not get the thing. Could not get it running again. Basically, the idea is when when you would get to this point on one of these, you would stop it and the wheels would keep turning. And basically, what happens is the wheels turning would cause the rides to turn. So by spinning, as you can see, if I spin one of these wheels here or this one here, basically it makes the rides move. It makes the rides function. And it's very neat. I mean, you know, it's all the stickers are kind of coming off this because it's so old. But I love the little pop-up features. You know, the main gate here, the amazing details. Whether it's you know, whether it's one of the Main Street buildings that's all the way the heck over here for some reason, or the, you know, the different characters in the ride, you know, the dwarves on here, the three little pigs on here, Donald's nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie on the carousel, Mickey, Goofy, and Donald on the train with Pinocchio driving. I don't know why Pinocchio. I don't know why they gave Pinocchio a license. This was really cool, and this was in a lot of games that, again, I think we won for $10 because nobody bid on it, really. And we were like, yes. We were going to go home with this one way or another because we've never seen it before, and it was so super unique
and
that
we
it was
still
like...
haven't, I don't think we've been able to find anything.
No, I still cannot find anything at all on this thing. I still don't know who made it. I don't know where it came from. I need to ask some Disney experts where the heck this thing, you know, where it came from and who made this crazy thing, because it's so cool. I'd love to someday find a train that worked so we could actually have a functioning train, but I played and worked on it and messed with it, and just for the life of me cannot get the thing to run. So, which is kind of sad, because usually anything battery powered I can pretty much 9 times out of 10 get running again, but this thing for the life of me just could not get working again. But again, such a unique little collectible, and the fact that, you know, just folds up nice and neat, and there you go. That's your little play field. Little handles. And, just a very unique, very cool Disney collectible that, again, we've never seen before. And usually when we haven't seen something, we snatch it the heck up. So we've got some board games here to finish out this episode. Let's see here. We've got some good ones actually this round. We've got some fun ones. Get them up here. We'll start out with my favorite, which this actually comes from our friend Brett Scrano. Actually, did Brett find this or somebody else found it? No, our friend John Solo found this. I was getting my people confused. Our buddy John Solo found this.
Must be hard when you have people sending you stuff all the time.
God bless you.
Sorry.
I lose track sometimes. Actually found this in a Goodwill.
This is the first time I've seen this.
Yeah.
I did not know you got this.
No, sent this to me in a good. He found it in a Goodwill, took a picture of it, and sent it to me. This is actually the.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I thought it's
Little
not
Mermaid.
an actual lid.
Yeah, Little Mermaid Sounds of Fun board game from Parker Brothers. Again, Little
Electronic
Mermaid.
talking board game.
Yeah, electronic talking board game.
Oh my god.
Pretty neat. The actual play board is really simple. You use the. I haven't put batteries in here to test it, but basically you use the sounds on here that correspond to the different pieces.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
And then there's a bunch of 3D pieces that go here. So I mean, there's a bunch of different. I think one of these I have to repair because it's broke and I haven't repaired yet. But the spinner, yep. There's a lot to this. I mean, there's quite a bit to this game, which is kind of neat. You know, like the end part of it. There's two.
Looks like
two pieces here that basically.
Yep, the wedding.
Yep. Yeah, the back part's the part that I haven't fixed yet, but basically what happens is it would spin to show you either Eric and Vanessa, or to win the game Eric and Ariel, which is kind of neat. That's a part that I haven't fixed, but there's a lot of different 3D elements to the game. There's a lot of different risers to the game. A lot of different. It's very cool. It's something I like.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I'd never seen it. Didn't know it existed. He sent me this picture and he was like, "Do you have this?" And I was like, "No." I was like, he was like,
we have several Little Mermaid games, but not.
Yeah, he was like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yes." So he sent it along to me. I think he only paid like $3 for it. So
yeah, Goodwill. If you can find games there, they're usually not very expensive.
Yeah, if you can find games there, they're never terribly expensive. So
neat.
Very cool though. I was like, I didn't know they existed, and now I own it. So now I just gotta get it. Yeah, I know. Gotta fix a couple cardboard pieces, and we're good to go. This next one is very kind of cool. This is an old Parker Brothers game. This is from 1970, and it's a game called Mind Maze.
Oh, set up a maze to baffle your opponent. Then both of you race to solve the mystery.
Yes. There's some stands to this game.
Interesting.
But basically the idea is you have this magnet. You have these pieces, which let's see if I can remember how to do this. They fit. Basically, you open up your side of it, which you can see the inside of it, and you would put pieces here and create a little maze. I'll create a short one here, just to show you. And there's these little...
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yep.
Hold on.
One of those out there. Basically there's a little steel ball. So each player would spend time creating this maze.
So, like, this would be whoever's looking at it, right? This
right.
is their side, okay.
Right. Just trying to get a quick little pathway up here so I can give you a good idea how this works. And then you would take the ball, you would put your little ball in the bottom here and close the door.
How would you?
And the door closes, and then
I'm gonna do it. Where's the ball?
Basically,
where's the ball?
It starts out down here. This is where your ball starts out, is down here. So I'm gonna put it here to you, this way, and so the people at home can see. So yep.
Did I get it?
Yep.
How can?
You'll
oh,
see.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll know.
So then I know not to go that way.
Yeah.
Is it still on there?
Yep. There you go. Keep going. Oh.
So it's just whoever gets up there first?
Yep, whoever figures out the other player's maze first wins.
Oh, I gotta go over that.
Yeah, there you go.
But see, I'm not hitting it though.
You just gotta take it slow.
Well, what if I just went like that?
Well, you can. That's why I didn't make a whole maze.
Oh, okay.
Your goal is to get it out the hole.
I see.
Just like that.
Awesome. Oh gosh.
It's not going to go anywhere. It's on the magnet.
Interesting.
Yeah. That is the whole idea of Mind Maze, is you create the mazes, and then whoever's the first person to figure out the other's maze and get your ball out of the hole.
That could take a long time.
Oh, yeah.
If you think about it, because you can just... I mean, look at all the pieces. Could you literally use... Is there like a max to how many pieces you can use?
You know, I don't know if there's a max or not. Go ahead and drop it. It's a very interesting game from the 70s, and we found this...
Okay, it says, the game can be made as simple or complex as you and your opponent desire by regulating the number of barriers which may be positioned.
There you go. So...
Huh.
Yeah. It's very cool. And the fact that, you know, you can see each other, you know, while you're playing on your board, you're still looking at... You can see what the other person's doing and see who's getting closer. Very, very neat idea, and something I'd never seen before. We found it on the Spoon River Drive this past year.
Interesting.
And this guy had a bunch of board games, and that was one of them. And I looked at it and was like, Carrie was like, "Don't buy that. That looks stupid." I'm like, "That's the point. It looks ridiculous."
But now that we got it out and playing it, it's actually got a really neat idea.
Yeah, it is a very neat idea. It's a shame that they haven't remade this over the years, because but they won't because of safety standards, because you can't sell steel balls anymore, and you know, a lot of these games from the 70s and 80s.
Stupid kids putting things in their mouths.
Just will never exist again. Small Pieces, out the door.
No, that's too bad.
Small Pieces, speaking of, is King Oil. And King Oil is a Milton Bradley game that combines luck and strategy to control the oil fields. And this was 74 is when this game was made. And this game is interesting because you've got a giant playing field here, and down here on the bottom are these little dials that you can turn, and basically you set the dials to a certain amount, and then depending on what holes you stick your little minefield here, and I don't know the exact rules of it, but I know like some of the holes you can't.
It says that King Oil is a game in which each player buys properties, drills for oil, invests his profits in new properties, installs pipelines into other properties, collects royalties to become so powerful that he becomes King Oil and wins the game.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a little This is something that would require probably several times reading the instructions.
As you can see, like some of the holes you stick your geyser in and they didn't go anywhere, but then some of them you get 2, and then some of them, like there's some places that you stick it, you get all 3, red, blue, and yellow. But yeah, it's a very interesting, very unique concept of the game.
Yeah, so when you put that in there and no color.
Problem is a lot of the holes though are all, basically the discs in there. There's 3 discs that turn, and depending on where you do it, either it covers all the holes or some holes.
Oh wait, so I have a question, because I was gonna say, if I was playing this, the first I would try to remember where the good ones were.
Which are what the markers are, so you can tell what's a dry field and what's not a dry field.
No, I know, but is that why these? Because then you can change them so the next time it's not the same.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, you can change it from game to game, basically.
Because otherwise, I would just be like, oh, I remember there was a good hole here and there was a good hole over here.
Yes.
But if you change the discs after that game, then it's different. Okay,
yes, exactly. Gotcha. So very interesting game though. Yeah. King Oil is a very very unique game.
You find a lot of very unusual.
Well, I mean, that's,
that's
again,
the point.
Yeah, that's the point of board.
It's fun.
Yeah, and that's why we've been buying such these odd, unique games.
Just when I think we've found every odd game out there, we just come across something else.
Yes, there are more odd games than you can ever imagine out there. So, well, there you go, gang. That brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/ToyWorldOrder. Hit subscribe. It helps us out greatly, and it allows Carrie and I to continue doing these episodes. We'll be back next time with a brand new Collection Expansion Extravaganza right here on ToyWorldOrder.com. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Puppet Duvall. You can follow the Redhead at Mrs. Duvall. You can check out what we're doing in our lives, as well as some of the cool stuff that we do outside of the Toy World. So make sure you check that out. And gang, until next time, keep digging, because honestly, you never know what you're going to find. Take care.